The clock is ticking for Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane to explain herself. President Cyril Ramaphosa has given her 10 days to provide reasons why she shouldn't be suspended. Earlier this week, Parliament notified the President of its plans to continue with an inquiry into Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office. Mkhwebane lost her bid in the Constitutional Court to stop the Parliament inquiry. Let's unpack the constitutionality of the move to remove Mkhwebane. I'm joined now by Qubudile Dyantyi, who is Chairperson of the Committee on Section 194 Inquiry. Before we go any further into the processes that you are to undertake, Mr. Dyantyi, let's start with your understanding of the President's action to ask the Public Protector to provide reasons why she shouldn't be suspended pending your processes. As far as you understand, and I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of the President, as far as you understand, is that A-okay, or is there something problematic with it, as some in the political space have suggested?
No, thank you, Thulasizwe, and good evening to your viewers. There's nothing wrong with the first action of the President, and I'm calling it the first action because it comes directly from the Constitution, Section 194, subsection 3, where the President is directed that he may suspend any head of these institutions of democracy once a process of investigation is underway. So he is within his right to do that. It is his discretion to do that. As I'm saying it doesn't say it's a must. So it's about his discretion to undertake that. So there's absolutely nothing wrong about it. And
just for clarity for those who may not understand, you're saying it's the first action and anticipating that there might be a second action. Just clarify for the benefit of our viewers, what would be that second action where the President then comes in again?
Yes, in the same section, Thulasizwe, is that once this committee that I chair makes findings, recommendations with proper reasons, and the report is tabled in the National Assembly, the National Assembly has got to vote on that report and adopt that report, and there's a premium on it that it must be a 2/3 to remove a head of a Chapter 9 institution. And remember that it is the President who appoints and remove them. So once the NA completes that role, the last action becomes that of the President to remove. And there it says he must remove the head of the Chapter 9 institution once the NA vote in 2/3 in the removal of whoever that person is.
Sure. So where we are right now is at the Committee of the National Assembly stage of that Section 194 process. We are not yet at the point at which, there's a resolution to be considered by the fuller National Assembly. The committee that you chair that will lead this inquiry, this stage of the inquiry, how will it work? What are the timelines, and how exactly are you going to undertake the work that now lies before you?
Basically, Thulasizwe, we have a restart and an end date. We restarted, and mark my words, I'm saying restarted because this committee was established in July 2021, and then we had a long pause owing to us as Parliament challenging the judgment of the Cape High Court that found that it was not proper to have a judge as part of the panel and the issue of the legal representative. And so on the 4th of February, the highest court in the land made a judgment to say the rules of Parliament are sound and constitutional, but also then found that the Parliament or National Assembly would have erred by not allowing a legal representative of for the Public Protector to a process where we interact with witnesses. We have a date with the Public Protector. That date is the 31st of May, our first interaction with her, and 3 sessions or 4 thereafter, where the peak of the inquiry gets into. So between now and May, you've got ample time for a lot of other things to kind of happen.
Lastly,
I'm saying our end date is September.
Right, Mr. Dyantyi, lastly and very quickly, you did mention that we put a premium to these Chapter 9 institutions and their heads, and basically the Constitution makes it such that it shouldn't be easy, right? That once the Auditor General, the Public Protector, becomes inconvenient for an administration, we can maneuver and orchestrate that our party in Parliament should then go in this direction. Just your anticipation of just how fractious this process will be, and also the allegation that some parties are making that this is factional. I know that it's a multi-party committee, but what would be your response, at least from your side as the governing party, that, this is all factional? You are all assisting Cyril Ramaphosa against a public protector who is inconvenient to him and his faction.
Well, I would, in a very polite way, dismiss that allegation of this being factional, to say firstly that this process is not about the President, Cyril Ramaphosa. You have a motion that has started this process, and that motion has not been tabled either by the ANC or the President. It's a motion that was tabled by the DA in line with the rules of Parliament. And in our very first meeting, I would have said in leading this committee that we get into this space with no predetermined outcomes. We are here to pursue evidence and facts in front of us, and we were going to be guided by rationality and fairness throughout this process, because it is in the interest of that office and the interest of the Public Protector that this is an exercise in accountability, that she avails herself to prove that none of the issues that have been raised, that she is incompetent and that she has committed misconduct, are true. This is an opportunity. If I do say that, we must allow her to explore all other options that's available to her. But the best option that I would advise that she must prioritize is an option of her availing herself and proving her innocence around the issues that are put in front of her. That's the best she has.
I've got to thank you for your time this evening. That's Qubudile Dyantyi, who chairs the Committee on Section 194 Enquiry. He's been outlining the way forward and the timelines for that committee into the Public Protector and her possible impeachment by Parliament.